What's happening, everybody? This is Ralski, and I just wanted to say thank you for the support on all of the projects that I've done in the recent past. And knowing where I'm at right now and helping support, my vision of what I'm attempting to do right now, which is just basically share some information with you about my experiences and maybe give a little insight as to the madman that is behind the wheels of this skull. So let's get cracking. All right, in this video, I'm going to talk a bit about a time in my life which was very memorable. I learned a lot from it, had a lot of good times, learned a lot of business aspects with stuff. So to kind of rewind back a bit, I would say in my mid-20s, I was going through my music phase. I was actually transitioning out of playing music and trying to follow the corporate dream, if you will, to get some money in my pockets. But it never steered me away from music, so I was listening to new stuff coming out and being introduced to new bands from friends and what have you. And there was a band during that time which was kind of in the industrial realm. A lot of people have compared it to bands like Prong or White Zombie or what have you, but the name of the band was called Drown. And I became a big fan of the band, the music, the vibe. It seemed like something that I related with and appreciated. So back then we had websites and communicated through chats and Yahoo chat rooms and just regular chats. There was no real like Facebook or anything like that for people to communicate. So we communicated on websites and chat boards. And if you commented on the chat board, it exposed your email, and then at that point you can network with people about similar bands that you dig, or all that kinds of good stuff. So I got involved with the Drown website. There were some design ideas that I had. I was just making different graphics for the band using their logo and special effects stuff, and he recognized it and was like, hey, these are cool, maybe I'll incorporate these into the website. Fast forwarding into the process, me and a couple of friends, kind of not took over the website, but kind of gave it a reboot. That's the fact, Jack. And we made the website a lot bigger for the band and started gravitating more traffic, and we had a lot of other bands that were involved in this hub, and the hub was called 1605. That 1605 shit. For those of you who don't know about 1605, let me give you a little bit of insight from my perspective. From my understanding, and I missed all the heyday of when it came about, but 1605 was the address of a place down in Huntington Beach that a bunch of bands would get together and kind of just hang out, do their thing, be creative, shoot videos, trade ideas, what have you. So that concept I was drawn to, and I was like, wow, that's kind of dope. So I got involved with that, and for a couple of years, working on music videos for bands like Cottonmouth Kings and Corporate Avenger. And it's not really name dropping. These are bands that I wish were still around, because I appreciated them. I appreciated the vibe. The fans really dug the scene. And it's unfortunate that, you know, as time goes by, sometimes things just fade away. It's better to burn out. But it's a good memory that I have in my life to be able to say that I have participated in a lot of these really cool projects. And one of the last projects of being affiliated with 1605 was going on Tattoo the Earth tour. That was when Slipknot was just coming about. Slipknot. So that's when they were just really blowing up. I think it was their first tour, if I'm not mistaken. But they were headlining, and then they had other bands like Slayer and Sepultura, and it was just a crazy tour. But I was asked to go on tour to help out with the, you know, merch booth and as kind of a drum tech to help set up the drum, but mainly to be a driver because, you know, we're just driving in this RV, guys in the band, a couple other helpers, to just get to the next location. And it was, you know, cross country from California all the way to New York. Road trip. All the way up to Detroit, down to Texas, up to, you know, Washington. I don't think we hit Washington, but maybe Oregon, and then back down to California. So road trip for a whole month, and it was awesome to connect with other people that were involved in the industry, whether, you know, they ran a club on Sunset, or if they were a promoter. Back then we had street teams. Street teams. So street teams was a big thing. And you basically would have your swag bag, what have you, where this got stickers, buttons, sometimes a demo cassette tape. Cassette tapes.
Luigi, what's that? Yeah, what is that?
Back when cassette tapes were, you know, a big thing. I don't even remember that era with CDs. Like, you know, CDs came later and I was already moving on to something else.
We're moving on now.
But in any case, bands like, you know, Head PE and Videodrome and, you know, Orgy and Clutch, a lot of these bands I'd never even heard of. And through this kind of group of people that was exposed to other bands, other music, and different vibes.
Can you dig it?
Once I stopped working with the 1605 camp and kind of ventured off into doing my own thing, which was, which is what now is Imagination. Imagination. That's what really kind of kicked off this whole concept that I'm working with right now. It was Total Imagery, so it's MHRE, Imagery, and that was for a lot of like artwork that I've done, wrong side, artwork that I've done, paintings, all that good stuff, and I got into the art community, so I was using my skills, promotional swagger, if you will. Swagger. And then again, meeting a lot of people and experiencing a whole new generation of creativity, and it was a blast. I worked with a couple of art collectives from San Fernando Valley and some from LA, and we created our own. That's a whole nother video for another time. But that just kind of rounds out where I'm at now with Imagination, is trying to bring in creative people under a hub to where we can kind of explore ideas and make them into something. It's not exclusive, it's inclusive. Of course, you know, if you're a dick, then you're going to be asked out of the kingdom. You're asked out the kingdom.
You do like the ass out hug, where you hug each other like this and the ass sticks out because you're trying not to get too close?
Just kidding. But there you have it, a little bit of insight as to where a lot of this stemmed from. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will be having more soon. The concept is to try to get a new video out every Monday. One edition would be Ralski's words. The other edition will be Ralski's art. We'll talk about different levels of art. Words will be random ideas that come about. Also have Ralski and me, where I communicate some ideas with me over at No Cover and Red Light District. His name is Tim, but we call him Me. And then on the additional week, I may throw in a random video. I was thinking about doing TikTok reviews, so if you think that's a good idea, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Appreciate the support. Again, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications, all of that good stuff. You know how it works, and I will talk to you again soon. Peace.